Hello, my name is Chemaine and I am the mother of a 7-year-old autistic daughter. Um, Today we're going to talk a little bit about autism and what it's like for me, my daughter, and what I would like other people here to know. I know that there are some good speech therapists here. We never had to do anything behavior-wise with Lyla because, again, she wasn't extreme enough to merit help, I guess. I don't know how to explain it any other way. But overall, there's not that much available here for autism or for any autistic person. I feel that
Neither French or Dutch side.
not what they need. Maybe what some of them might need. I mean, when some autistic people have more difficulties than other autistic people. They have the help for, let's say, moderate amounts of help that somebody might need. But I don't see them having much help for people that suffer, for example, from anxiety and these type of things. They could be autistic, but are able to mask so much that they can appear typical. And if they are able to do that, then
There's no help.
there's no really any help for them. Let me see. For us, actually, I can't even say more than just speech therapy that she's done. It was in French, so she enjoyed it because there were toys, but other than that, I don't know how much it actually helped. And then after the pandemic, it just never happened again. She went to Montessori and her speech started improving from what we were doing and from making her read more, so we didn't force it anymore. I know a couple of autistic children. I've met some autistic grown-ups. I have also been to one meeting for mothers of autistic children.
Was that on the French or the Dutch side?
It was on the Dutch side.
Okay.
The mothers all spoke English, so I'm assuming everybody was from the Dutch side. It was helpful, but again, autism is a spectrum. So what helps one mother isn't gonna help the other mother. The only thing that I could say that is helpful, again, is to quit shaming or feeling ashamed of being different or learning different, because I noticed that a lot of the parents' fears do project upon the children and the results of how they deal with being autistic. They feel like an outcast and they feel like it's wrong. You can't live like that for the rest of your life thinking you're wrong.
It's a very tough way to live.
I think honestly, for us, we've succeeded so far. And even the doctor told us, whatever you're doing, just keep doing that because whatever you're doing is great. But what I've been doing basically is looking at the strengths and using that to her advantage, bringing her into my world through listening to her first. Instead of stopping her from writing on my walls. Because I remember people telling me, how could you leave your daughter write all over your walls? Well, hey, my kid is speaking, I really can not care less. I can paint them, and as you can see, I have a very hard time letting them go. Because she stopped drawing on the walls for over a year now, more, maybe 2 years now. And she doesn't do it anymore, and I still don't want to take them away. The most important thing for me is for people to understand that we need to get past this awareness thing. Everybody by now should be aware that autism exists, okay? I mean, and instead of just being aware of it, we need to start to learn about it and accept the people that are autistic. as a whole human being
Yeah.
versus a person with autism, as if the person comes first, as if the autism makes them not human. They're artistic people, and they are beautiful as is, and they are humans whole with the autism. Okay, and that to me is the most important thing. Once we start to understand this, then you're going to realize, first of all, how many undiagnosed adults there are in the world. You wouldn't even imagine, just living with anxiety and not understanding themselves because they weren't autistic enough to be diagnosed. Yet they have been able to live a quite typical life. It's just that they are not understanding where certain things, certain feelings, or why they don't feel, why some of their needs is annoying, let's say, to other people. But one day, accepting yourself as you are is going to be, you want to tell everybody, accept yourself, be yourself, but then you want to call people a person with autism. It's an autistic person has ADHD, ADHD is a neurodivergent person, it's a bipolar person. All of these people are people with their mental structure as is. There's no need to change who they are, as long as they're not hurting anybody, obviously. But that counts for any type of person.
Yes.
Be neurotypical or neurodivergent, and you gotta just not be hurting anybody. But everybody's a whole person first, and then you can understand each person's neurotype by getting to know who they are versus just assuming what you think it is. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
So why would you think every autistic person is the same? That doesn't make any sense. Can't put them in a group and say, this is autism. No. Just
Especially
structured differently.
Spectrum.
You think with visuals sometimes. You can't deal with noises sometimes. You flap your hands when you're happy, like my daughter. She has like this whole thing when she's happy where she just jumps up and flies. That's what it is. It's, mommy, you jump up and fly. Okay, why would I stop that? She's in the most, to her, that's when she's super happy. That's what she does. If she's 20 years old and she still wants to jump and flap her hands because she's autistic, she shouldn't have to not do that because people might stare.
But thankfully, you've given her tools that they're not important and they don't matter.
Yeah, of course,
So-
absolutely. It's only that it's a good thing that she's a big girl, so hopefully no physical bullying will be happening. You have to think about these things.
Yeah.
That's what got me. I was always the biggest kid in class. Although people tried to bully me for being different, what are you gonna do? Didn't faze me. They don't matter. And then if you try to beat me up, I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna defend myself.
Rightly so. Rightly so.
Acceptance.